Thank you, everybody, once more, as Mr. Nelson just said, for coming today. I said today I'll be speaking as Jennifer. I will not be speaking as LBD director. I will be speaking as somebody that is a speaker that was invited. So I will start by saying thank you for inviting me, LBD Foundation. I am very grateful for honoring your invitation. I appreciate the work you are doing, LBD, the leadership, the team for their great work. It's not easy to organize such gathering of Africans, Africans. It's not easy. So thank you once more for inviting me, LBD, to come and speak to this in this meeting. I am glad to be here and quite honored to be here as well. I will please want to share my screen with us so I can start my message. So the leadership, you can give me your timing so I can keep to your terms and your conditions. Thank you. So today, the topic given to me to discuss today is effective networking and communication skills. I believe so. So how I do my thing is I would prefer to talk for a long time, and after that, if you have questions, you either drop it on the chat box or you raise your hands. That's how I do my thing. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Now, pardon me, I just feel like saying a word, probably a word of prayer. Pardon me if you are not of my faith. I just feel like doing this. So dear Heavenly Father, thank you once more for this day. Bless you, Holy Spirit. Speak through me and help us in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, Lord. Amen. So thank you once more, everybody once more. I know this is a very, very, very important topic for everyone, and I'll try to dish it out in a very presentable manner. Firstly, what is networking? I'll prefer to start with effective networking. What is networking? That's what I'll prefer to start with. What is networking? From my screen here, networking is a life skill. It's a life skill that involves cultivating relationships with people and exchange of value and related interests. Networking is a life skill that involves cultivating relationship with people and exchange of value and related interests. You agree with me that we have family members all around us. We have people, neighbors. So we network every day. Networking is something that we do every day, with or without you even knowing that you are doing it. Networking is something, as far as you are a human being, you have to network with things around you, people around you, and even circumstances sometimes. So networking is, although networking basically is between people, it's a transaction between people. So that is networking. But on that thing, I want to tell you about networking is that networking is a life skill. In as much as we do it without knowing it, we should understand that it is a skill. And if you can effectively use the skill, then it will benefit you. That is what effective networking is all about. So networking is a skill. I know, as I said, I know we do it without even concentrating or building, on it. But we should know today that networking can earn you money. Networking can take you from where you are to where you need to be. So it is a skill. For those who write CV or who apply for jobs, there is a place that you have to put in your skill. What part, your professional skill, your experience and things like that, even your voluntary experience. So you have to put in things you have learned and even skills you have acquired. So networking is one part of skills that you need to build on. So it may not be on your CV, but if you don't have it in your life, it may have a way of not taking you to where you need to get to. So that's my first point on networking. So the next thing I have here is effective networking. What is effective networking? That's the next thing I have here. What is effective networking? So having understood that networking is a skill, what is effective networking? Effective networking means building successful connections with other people and with businesses. So we just established the fact that networking is a skill, and we said that these are things we do even without us knowing we are doing it, without us even thinking about it. You wake up in the morning, you see people all around you. You go to work, you see people. You go to school, you see people. You take your child to school, you see parents, you see other children. So what is effective networking? Effective networking is the ability for you to successfully master this skill, that wherever place you get to, it will become a benefit to you. You will not just be passing time, but whoever you meet and whatever connections or network you get to exchange, you exchange network or you exchange numbers with, these people will become not just part of your contact on your phone, but these people will also be beneficial to you. The aim of this class is for us to be able to produce, or for us to be able to generate income even with our network. Some of us, if I say bring out your phones right now, how many contacts do you have on your phones? You may say, okay, I have 50 contacts on my phones. I have 60 people on my phones. But how many of them are you benefiting monetarily, financially from? You may say, oh, maybe just one person, maybe just two person, or maybe just three persons. So that is why we need to successfully and effectively network with the people we see every day, day by day. We need to effectively network with them. And that's why it's very important that we make this skill an important skill beyond the other skills we have. We make this skill an important skill in our day-to-day life. So why do we need to network? This is the next slide of my presentation. I just explained to us now that we will always meet people every time, every day of our lives. It's something we cannot avoid. We are this is a world of men. Yes, this is a world of men. Men, when I mean men, I mean men and women. I don't just mean only a man. This is a world of men. So as far as we are concerned, we will always meet men. We will always meet human beings. We will always meet people every day of our lives. And we have to know how to relate with men when we come across them. We should know how to, say hi to them. We should know how to, talk to them in the language that they want to, in the language that they will be understood and we can communicate. So why do we need people? No man succeeds alone. There's an African adage, I don't know if most of you know, it takes a village to train a child. So what that means is that you cannot succeed alone. I know you are very hardworking. I know you are smart. I know you know the skill. I know you know how to talk. You are eloquent. But the truth is that if you need to succeed in this world, you need more than yourself to succeed. I believe in LBD. I believe in LBD. LBD has team that bring this whole thing together. When I started, I saw somebody called Nelson, Mr. Nelson, who introduced me to start this meeting, and I believe the presentations and the Zoom meeting was set up by somebody, so we can come here and we can have a platform to talk. So no man succeeds alone. It takes 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 to gather that number, and another adage can also go with the fact that I think there's another adage that has to do with the seashore. The sand in the seashore is numerous. There's something that about it, how you cannot count the sand in the seashore. What that means is that because they are so uncountable, one sand, there's not like one sand anyway, but the sand in the seashore is quite numerous. That's what makes it sand. So no man can succeed alone. If you can get that at the back of your mind, you'll be able to know that you have to do this with people. You have to do this with people. It will be very exhausting if you do it alone. That's why networking is a life skill, like I earlier explained. It will be very exhausting for you to do life alone. It will be extremely exhausting. Now, that is why we need to network. So I believe I've been able to pass the message of why we need to network to us. Now, down to my next slide. Simple strategies with people, to networking with people professionally. I believe that we all here are professionals or would be professionals who would want to go out for business dates or professional dinners, or even a network, an outing with clients or business partners, or even to go out for a job, an application, a job interview or something. And you will meet people on your way. And I believe some of us are working in some places, and you have clients or you have people who you are networking with. So how best can you really network with people and effectively benefit from your networking? So the aim here is to benefit, not just to network, but to benefit from that network you are having. That's the main aim. So please have that at the back or the front of your mind. Have that as a mindset. The aim is to benefit from your network. The first simple strategy, these are not all the strategies you need, yes, but these are simple tips, day-to-day tips that you can apply to effectively network with people and benefit from them, and also they will also benefit from you. So the first we have here is always be cheerful. And I wrote here that depressed people don't have friends. Depressed people don't have friends. It's just like that. If I am very sad or I am very dull at all times, people will not always gather around me. If you see people who have friends, they are not just rich alone. No, that there's a category of rich people who friends will always gather, yes. But beyond riches, we have very happy, cheerful people who people just like to gather around. And I will give myself as an example. Firstly, let me give an example of someone. I had a friend, a very good friend of mine, and this friend of mine will always have that moment in her life where she will isolate herself from people, from everybody. This friend she always have that moment in her life. Some time ago, a long time ago, I had that friend. She will always isolate herself from people. When we want to talk to her, she will not want to talk to you. She will keep to herself. She will be in her room. She will not want you to come in. She will not even pick her calls. She decides when she wants to pick calls and when she doesn't want to pick call. So when she's in a depressed mood, nobody can talk to her. Nobody should talk to her. And it got on and on like that. At a point, everyone started living her life one after the other, because people will not wait for you. Note that down. People will not wait for you. People will keep moving. Life is moving. This is 2023. Next year is 2024. Life is moving. By the time anybody sense that you don't need them, or you don't want them, or you don't want to associate with the crowd or with them, they will feel that, they will have that sense of rejection. Let me use that word, rejection. And the easiest thing for them to do is to withdraw, from you gradually. And before you know it, you will become isolated. You will say, oh, I don't have friends anymore. Nobody wants me anymore. That was because you lived a very isolated and sad life. So as I just said, you can pin that down. People will not wait for you. Nobody will wait for you. Life is moving. They will move. So if you think that you want to go into your mood, and that time of your mood, you want to spend 1 month, 2 months, shutting everybody down. And by the time you come back 2 months, you want everybody to gather around you and say, welcome, welcome. How was the isolation period? How did you, are you back from your depressed moment? Can you now pick my calls? Nobody will even call you anymore. How much more to pick your calls? And I have also been in that situation before where I didn't pick people's call at a point in my life, and it turned out that when I was willing and ready for them to call me, I didn't get any calls. Nobody called me. Nobody visited me. And I was like, what's happening to me? I need people. I need friends. I need people to motivate me, to drive me into becoming who I want to be. But they were not there. They were no more there because I did not create space for them. So this is a wake-up call for as many persons who are always going into that mood. Periodically, you have your time of going into that mood, probably once a week, twice in a week, 3 times a week, or once a month, or maybe 2 weeks in a month. You are off. This is a wake-up call. Now, by the time you come back, you will not see anybody. You won't see anybody to cheer you up. So you should always have a cheerful spirit. To balance this, number one, because we're still on number one, to balance this, does it mean that we don't have depressed or we don't have times whereby we don't want to talk to anybody? Yes, we do have those times where we don't feel like communicating with people, where we just want to be alone. We do have that time, those times. But my own position here is to tell you that as soon as you get into that mood, be quick to come out. Don't stay there. No, don't stay in there. As soon as you get into that mood, walk towards coming out so you can always have a cheerful spirit. Don't appreciate that mood and isolate yourself, no picking calls, no returning calls, no texting people, rather, no returning calls. Don't stay in there because that's not your life. No. So don't enjoy that mood. That's number one. Always be cheerful. Depressed people don't have friends. That's it. The second emphasis I want to make on simple strategies to networking with people professionally is sell an idea and communicate with a vision. I repeat, sell an idea and communicate with a vision. What do I mean by selling an idea? Number one, in trying to sell an idea, you are selling yourself. When I mean selling yourself, you're selling, when you sell something valuable. You're selling to people that this is my worth. This is what I am made for. This is what I can do. So the first emphasis I want to make here is that if you don't have anything you are selling, it means you cannot be a professional. If you check the feed of professionals, they are either selling something or they are buying something. So you cannot be dormant. You are not selling, neither do you have value to buy. And you think you can effectively network. Check all the business tycoons, even the ones that I believe you are on, you are doing a study of some entrepreneurs. Check them out. They are either selling something or maybe they are in between selling and buying. So you need to sell. The question is, what can I sell? That's what the question is. I don't have anything to sell, Miss Jennifer. I don't know what to sell. I also don't have money to buy. No, you have something to sell. If I would digress a bit on one topic that a speaker, he presented on, Dr. Samuel, he talked on the power of purpose. And he talked on how you can start bringing out, building yourself into purpose, and it will become a commodity that people will buy. Yes. What do you like to do best? Or what are you doing? What are you doing? Or what would you want to do in the future? One of the easiest way for you to start building on your purpose is list down 10 things you can effectively do. If they wake you up, if they tap you up and say, Jennifer, wake up. What are the 10 things you can effectively do, without blinking your eyes? What are the 10 things? So somebody can write that down. What are the 10 things you can effectively do very well? That is one of the way you can start selling, irrespective of your disability. So maybe after this meeting, you can take a pen, you can take a paper, because you have to write the vision. The vision should not just be in your head. You have to write the vision and make it plain. So what are the 10 things? For me, for instance, if I want to mention the 10 things or 5 things I know I can effectively do, even without being paid for it, one of them is that I like to talk. I can talk from now to tomorrow. I am still talking. Yes, that's one. Another thing I know I can do effectively is that I love to lead. I can lead a team. I can lead people. I may not be perfect, but I know that I have some attributes to lead. I love to counsel. I can counsel people. As I said, I may not be perfect, but I know that I can do those things. So there are some crude attributes, crude skills you have that you need to build on. But I know you have them. Write them down. I like to sing. I love singing. I love dancing. I love cooking. I like to do. These are things you can easily do without your disability interfering in those things. Write them down first. Look at them from the top 10 list. Pick any of them you want to build on, one after the other. Pick them. If you love to teach or something, pick any of them you love to build on, because even if your skill is crude, you have to refine it, because you can't bring a crude form. Imagine bringing crude oil. Nobody's going to buy it. But when you refine it, it has value. So it's a process, the place you have to go. It's a process you have to, go through. But at least identify those things you have that nobody can take from you. Identify those things first. 10 things, list them. I love administration. I love to administrate. That's another thing I know I love. I love to administrate. I love to travel. I love traveling. That's another thing I know I love to do. And I can travel sometimes I prefer to travel by road. Actually, when I was in Africa, when I was in Nigeria, when I was still in school, I used to travel from the state I was in school, and I would go to the northern part. I was not afraid of the challenges, the terrorism. I was just that bold. I was not afraid. I went to Sokoto, I went to Kebbi for some mission trips. I went into interior villages, where there was no water, there was no food, no good food. I saw another side of life. I love traveling. I just love to see those camels, those bushes, and things like that. But now I prefer to travel by air anyway. The air. Who doesn't like good things? Sorry for laughing anyway, but it's still fine. No really need to apologize. But anything about traveling, if you just tell me, Jennifer, I want to book a ticket for you, we are going to Dubai. I say, Dubai, let us go. So I love to travel. So these are the things you sum up. Yes, these are the things you sum up and say, these are the things I love to do, and I can do them effectively. Some people don't like traveling. Some people don't like it. They just want to be in one place. Just leave me here. Don't touch me. Yes. So you don't need to be Jennifer, because this is me and this is you. So, pick your battles. It's fine. Completely fine. So, having said that, sell an idea. So when you discover that these are the things you can do, then sit yourself down and begin to build on them. How can I build on this and that? And let me give myself as another example. When I discovered that I have some leadership potentials in me, some leadership skills in me that I could use, what I did when I was in Nigeria, in Africa, when I was in Nigeria, I didn't have money. I was sitting on NYSC, NYSC cop out. I didn't really have so much money at that time. But what I did was that I went to YouTube and I was listening to every free, I had data. I was listening to everything that had to do with leadership. anything, I will listen to them on YouTube. After I come back from work, my weekends, I sit myself down. I have, because I'm very good with, I don't like um paper books. I prefer audio books or anything audio. It's not like I don't read. I read, of course, I'm a lawyer, but this is one thing I prefer. So I prefer to hear. I can listen to something, to anything, maybe a message or a podcast for 10 hours. I'll sleep with it, I'll wake up with it, I'll sleep with it, I'll wake up. I didn't know I was building myself at that point in time. So when I discovered some of the few traits, skills I had, especially when it comes to leadership, I went to YouTube. When I'm going to work, I'm coming back, I put my earpiece on, I'm listening to something that has to do with leadership. I pick some leaders that I like to listen to, I go to the YouTube, some of their free content, is there. I go there and I keep listening to things that have to do with leadership, like that. Then I will also check online, to see if there's any free webinar, any free things I can get. And that was how I was building myself. So you don't need to pay money all the time. Start from where you are. Start from your Jerusalem, as they would say. You don't always need to pay money. And that was how I was doing. In fact, I basically, you know, I basically enjoyed, should I use the word enjoyed? Or I ran after any speaking engagement that has to do with anything that has to do with leadership. Yeah, that has to do with leadership. So if I see any place, any banner, as far as I was in Lagos, any banner that has to do with discover your purpose or building your potential, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, except probably I'm going to work. I will make sure I fix myself to go for that meeting, wherever the meeting was holding, as far as it was within Lagos, or even when I was still in Delta State. I will, if I'm passing and I see a banner, sometimes churches do organize things like that. There are some times whereby some churches used to organize things like that. I will make sure I go for those meetings. Even if I don't have money, at least I can have transportation fee. I can save something to go for those meetings. And 1+1 is always 2. That's the truth. If you get it little by little by little by little, you will one day discover that you are growing. You are grooming yourself. And that is how you have to have something to sell and build yourself. So communicate with a vision. Let me build on communicating with a vision. Communicate with a vision. Most times we have difficulty in communicating with people because of the fact that we feel we don't have anything to sell, or what we are selling is not good enough. Let me tell you, what you are selling is good enough. For instance, let me give you an example of this organization you are in, LBD Foundation. I can say that what they are selling, trying to sell tech, they are trying to sell leadership to you and to other people who needs it. So you must have something you sell, and they're trying to communicate it in this different ways and different form for you to get the message. So communicate with a vision. People with vision always have people that will follow them. Yes, this organization was started because someone had a vision. Someone had a vision that people with disabilities can groom their potential irrespective of their disabilities. Someone had a vision that impossibility is just a statement, it's not an action word. Impossibility is just theoretical. There is nothing called impossibility with everybody and anybody that choose to believe. Someone had a vision that you can make lemon out of lemonade, no matter the situation. Someone had a vision that people with disability can, as I said, can develop their God-given potentials. And that's why this vision is still on for about 3 years, I believe. It's still growing and grooming. The thing is, if you don't have a vision, whatever passion you have can easily die. Yes, every business started with a vision. Name them. All the businesses or all the entrepreneurs they all had a vision. Vision is the fuel that keeps you going, even when all all hope is lost. Vision is that fuel that keep you going. As far as your eyes can see, you can possess. Because the road, as I just explained, will not be easy. The road will be tough. It will have turns. It will have many uncomfortable situations around it. So vision is what you set your eyes on and say, you know what, I must get there. As a student, when I was in the university, I entered into the uni in 100 level. I had a vision that I wanted to graduate from the university. I wanted to get a certificate. And if that vision is not there, the truth is, in 300 level, by the time I see maybe 1C, 1D, 1B, or maybe 1F, I would just pack my bag and say, you know what, mommy, this thing is not, I'm not doing it again. This thing is, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. So whatever thing you decide to do from today, sit yourself down, have a vision. Because as I said, the going will be tough. But when you don't have a vision, you will easily lose focus and give up. And give up on that dream you have. So have a vision that I want this. This is what I want to use it for. I want this is what I want to use it for. And even if you go into morality or other places, people who get into organizations or even get into marriage without a vision. There are people who get into marriage without a vision. They just want to love themselves. You'd got that after some time, when there is no vision, when there is no purpose, everybody's saying, you know what, I'm tired. I don't want to do it again. I want an out. That does not mean that there are still some legitimate reasons why people go out. No, I'm not trying to say that there are not legitimate reasons why people go out. But I'm only centering here on vision. But when you have a vision, you know that I want this thing for this reason. I want to achieve this. You keep pushing. You keep pushing. You keep trying to adjust yourself to become that person you see. For example, as I said, I love speaking. So I built my vision that I want to become a speaker in the near future. And one of the ways I'm trying to build my vision on becoming that is by accepting your invitation to speak. Yes, I'm starting here. And another way I would love to build myself is the fact that I have outsourced. No, not you. Let me know the word outsource. Is that I have networked with some speakers, yes, and some coaches, and I'm asking for their fees on how to build me and train me professionally to become that woman I see in 2024, in 2025. That's how you build your vision, by putting one block, one bricks, one after the other. I'm not there yet, but because I've seen that in years to come, I will stand and speak to white people. I will stand, whether you believe it or not, it's you. It's my vision. It's not your vision. So have your own vision. My own vision is different from your vision. I have seen myself speaking to white friends, white colleagues, traveling from one country to another country, speaking on what I am trying to build myself on. That's my vision. And I'm trying to see how I can look for coaches, look for professionals, pay for their fees. Now I think at least I have some money now to start paying for fees. Maybe not all the fees, but the one I can pay for. You have to always work with your size. So start with something. And I know that if I keep building day by day, year by year, I will become the TEDx speaker, or I'll become the speaker I want to be. Even if it will be in 2027, even if it will be in 2030, we'll have a vision. So I cannot overemphasize. So when you see influential people, or when you meet people and they ask you, what do you do? Or what do you sell? Or what are you up to? Even if you don't have anything you're doing, say the things that you see yourself becoming, and tell them the plans you have in place, what you are doing to become that person. For instance, let me give an instance. For instance, let me give you an example of what I told someone, a board member in an organization that I work in. Before he came into that organization, he asked me a question. He said, Jennifer, why do you want me to join your organization? Yes, let me put it this way. Why do you want me to join your organization? And then I'm rephrasing it my own way. And I said to him, sir, the future is tech. And we need to create an inclusive environment for people with disabilities to be able to go into this industry and be included. So I have said something about the future. That's a vision. Although it's already current, but another thing I told him about is the fact that we need to create. At that time, we didn't have this platform, or at that time, I didn't have a platform. But I saw something that we need to create an environment for some certain kind of people to become this. So it doesn't matter if you're not there yet. Sit yourself down and create something. Sit yourself day after day. It's not going to be a one-day thing. Please don't push yourself. Create something. Sit yourself today, 10 minutes, 20 minutes tomorrow, 10 minutes another next day, 30 minutes the next day, and create a vision from the things that you have discovered about your life that you know you can do very well. Start creating a vision from there. That's the easiest way to start. And from there, you can sell your idea gradually. And when you communicate, don't communicate with fear. When I started, I could remember the first time I told somebody. In fact, I didn't even tell somebody. I can remember the first time I had a vision to do something like what I just said. And something just told me, this is not going to work. Nobody's doing it. You can't start something. It's not going to work. And I actually believed it was not going to work. Yes, I believed for days. I believed this is not going to work. This was not going to work for days. I believed it was not going to work. But after some time, as I prayed about it, I asked more people. They were like, this is going to work. It's going to work. Because I didn't see a possibility of Africans coming together. Like, where are we going to put them? And I think was it before COVID? I can't really remember. COVID changed a lot of things. So I didn't see a possibility. But prior to that time, you have to gather people, do television, have cameras and all. So I really didn't see so much possibilities of Nigerians, Ghanaians. I didn't even know where they were. So you have to have a vision and communicate those visions. The next is exchange value. I want to dwell on this, exchange value. The thing is, people will not stay in your life if they don't have anything to benefit. Yes, that's a sad reality. They won't stay in your life if they have nothing to benefit. I know it doesn't sound nice, but it's just something you have to show right now. So if you have a friend right now, I believe some of us have friends or had friends who at a point in your life you were very close, but at another point in your life you started drifting away. Your friend was doing another thing and you were doing another thing. That's how life works. Likes always attracts, and those who are not alike will repel. So it's a way of saying that there's a common adage that says birds of the same feathers flock together. Yes. For instance, I was going through your speakers and I discovered that some of them are into the tech industry. Some of them are leaders, leading people, coaches. Imagine if someone like Davido comes into this meeting, as good as he is. Everybody knows Davido from Nigeria, for instance, or someone like Celine Dion, or who can I use? I want to use a very popular person. Let me take a name, a very popular musician right now that everybody knows. But I don't know if you know Davido, but I believe everybody should know Davido. Davido is a musician. He's a very young person. He's a musician. If he comes here in this meeting, as beautiful, as wonderful as he is, and anybody loves him or would love him to be here, the truth is, what we are discussing here is tech, leadership, disability. And he may not really be able to relate so well. on this platform. But if you take him to a musical, gathering where everybody has the same qualities, he will flow very well with them. He will relate very well with them. Because there are things to benefit, there are things to get, to receive, and to also give out. What I'm trying to say here is exchange of value is important for effective networking. If you want to effectively network with people, everybody is not your audience. Choose your audience. In this platform, we have basically people with disability. This is our audience. I have a disability. So you know your audience. So don't think the whole world. You can sell to the whole world. I know I've said sell an idea, but you can't sell to the whole world. You have to pick your platform and pick your audience. If you're a singer, pick your audience. So that you channel your product to the right people and you conserve your energy. If you're a cook, if you're a tailor, for instance, if you're into the tech industry, if you observe people in the tech industry, they always follow other people in the tech industries. They always comment on LinkedIn, on WhatsApp, on Facebook. Most of their contacts are people within that forum. So everybody is not your audience. In fact, but that's how it is. Everybody is not your audience. So it's for you to sit down and say, who am I selling to? Who can buy my product? Who can I exchange value to? That's one. And number two is, I earlier talked about friendship. Any friend you have right now that you're not giving value to, just a matter of time, that friend is going to leave you. That's it. Because this life, we work and we grow by value, exchange of value. If I'm always coming to meet you and I'm always taking from you, there are people who always like to take, give me, and you're not giving anything in return. That friendship is an imbalanced friendship, very imbalanced. And in just a matter of time, anything that is imbalanced will break. You discover that both of you won't be talking together like before again, because somebody is growing more than the other, and you have refused to grow and groom yourself. So it will be imbalanced. So you must always, at all time, seek to have something to exchange in order for the communication to be effective. Have something to exchange in order for the communication to be effective. That's what I meant by exchange of value. Yes, the second one is be excellent and competent in what you do. Be excellent. I know you have a disability, but you should be excellent and competent as well. It doesn't mean that your employees or your friends or your network, because some of you are working, some of you will work, it doesn't mean they don't know you have a disability. They know you have a disability, but they want to see excellence in what you do. Let me give myself as an example. When I was working in Lagos, I got a job on the island. And I discovered, yes, please, yes, that's it. Thank you for that. Life is all about giving, 50-50. When I was working in Lagos, I was working in a law firm, and I really liked the law firm I was working. It was a promotion, increase in my pay and everything. I've always wanted to work on the island, so I got the job to work on the island. And I was really very happy about working on the island, and I started working on the island, and I discovered that I was always giving things to type. And as I said, I have 5 fingers, or is it 6 fingers? I don't know which of them anymore. So I was always giving things to type. I discovered that I was not always meeting up with the typing speed like every other lawyers. So what did I do? I did 2 things. I was always taking brief home because I was typing with my laptop. So I had the laptop at home as well. I was always taking things I couldn't finish home, or I would stay some extra minutes or some extra hours to finish up what I needed to do. That, I think, is excellence. So excellence is not saying, it's not a way of you probably despising or not acknowledging your disability. Yeah. Excellence is putting extra effort to meet up with those targets. Putting extra effort to meet up with those targets. I run an organization, and everybody knows my organization. If you bring a work for me that is not excellent, I'm sending you back. You go and do it again. I don't mind if you do it 20 times, you will do it again. Because in this world people may appreciate and may want to take a risk on you that you have a disability, but they will not always sympathize with you because the job needs to be done. The job needs to be done. If you're always telling your boss, I'm sorry, I have headache. I'm sorry, I have cough. I'm sorry. It's just a matter of time. By the time there is a crisis in the organization or they are looking for somebody to take out of the organization, you will be the first name they will pick out. You will be the first person, not because you have a disability basically or alone, but because they discover that they'll discover that in addition to your disability, rather, you are also not excellent or you are lazy in your job. So you added disability together with laziness. What can that be? Somebody score it for me. Disability plus laziness. You can imagine. So it is up to you to decide. Because what I'm saying is a practical thing, it's not just to shout excellence, excellence, excellence. But it's up to you to decide that I want to be competent. And to sum what happened when I was working in Lagos, during the December, my boss raised my salary. That was during December, get together, promo. My boss had to give me, I think my salary then was about 80,000 thereabout. My boss gave me 200,000 naira in December. That is what excellence can do, because he discovered that this girl that has one hand is doing more than I expected. Yes, my salary then was 80,000. I was even happy with the 80,000. But my boss gave me 200,000 naira in December. And now I flexed with the money. I flexed. That is what excellence can do. So there is a reward for excellence, and there's also a reward for you not being excellent. It depends on you. When you know you have a disability, it's up to you to be up on your tax, and not to, even if they tell you, don't worry, go home. Don't go home, except probably you are really tired, and it should be once in a while. You should say, no, don't worry, sir, I'll finish this work. So you should love whatever thing or whatever organization you are in, and seek to do it neatly. I think that's excellence. Excellence is being neat in anything you do. Neat. That when somebody sees it, they will know that this is a neat job. This is a clean job. Don't just type that brief, without checking it. There are grammar errors everywhere. You say, don't worry, we all understand. Nobody is speaking English in this place. There are grammar errors, punctuations are bad, wrong. You go and meet that person. They tell you 5 o'clock. You are going by 6. And I also observe that even in this organization, no matter how late they are, they try to come and meet 12 o'clock. That's another way of excellence. And kudos to this organization and the people working in the organization. No matter how late you think, by 12 o'clock, this Zoom, in fact, today, this Zoom meeting was open, I think, about 11:50 thereabout. That is what excellence can do. So if you go for meetings, you say it is too, even if naturally within yourself, you are not an excellent person, try to build excellence in you so you can become excellent in everything you do. So we are not trying to criticize or scold anybody, only trying to build ourselves to say that this is what the future holds. This is how you can effectively network with people. And I've lost a client because I went late. I lost a potential board member because I went late. She was in the meeting before me, and I learned something years after from that experience, that you don't go for a meeting late, especially when you are the one organizing the meeting. It doesn't matter the reason why. It doesn't matter the reason why. So excellence, I said, is in everything. Competence and excellence is in everything we should do. People should know that you are competent. When there's a promotion, they only give it to competent people. When they need to take off staff, they go for those who they think are not excellent and competent, who are always giving the excuses in the organization. Oh, I'm sorry, I want to go and pick my child care. Oh, I'm sorry, I have toothache, I can't come. Oh, I have running stomach, I can't write that essay right now. Those are the ones they take out first in every organization and in any gathering at all that has to do with networking. Also, we have serve. service is important. I cannot I cannot overemphasize service here, because the truth is that this is one of the easiest platforms you can groom your skills. One of the easiest platform you can groom your skills and become, valuable. Don't always seek money and things. First seek to serve. When network discover, when your friends or when business colleagues, clients discover that you are trying to do something, like for this organization, I believe nobody is paying anybody for doing what they are doing. I don't think anybody is paying the CEO or the director for coming online every day. And you know very well that I think money is being spent in doing what they do daily by bringing a sign language interpreter, time, energy. I believe the organization have staff team that they are paying monthly to organize this program. But I'm not sure they are taking money from any one of us here. Neither am I also sure that there is a constant flow of money dropping in the organization's accounts month by month, like a thank you, thumbs up, work you are doing. But it is in the process of service. I talk very fast. I'm trying to be slow. I talk very fast. It is in the process of service that you will build your potentials. And when people discover that you are serving from your heart, then they might decide to reward your service monetarily. They might decide, but I will always encourage you, start with serving. We are in a generation whereby people don't want to serve. They are always asking, what is it for me in this thing if I do it? How much will I get paid if I do this? If you get paid now for whatever thing you do, you prevent yourself from future greater benefits in time to come. You are preventing yourself. For me personally, anybody that comes to me and tell me this is what I want to do and this is how much I want to do it, yes, I can pay for that service, but I will not have a close relationship with that person, because people only become close network to you when they discover that you first want their interests before their money. Yes, you first want their personal interest before their money. When you meet people that maybe they are millionaires and billionaires, everybody knows, or some people know, that as a person, you would probably maybe having one or two challenges in your personal life that you want money to solve. But when you meet them, don't go with your challenges, because everybody has their own challenges as well. Yours may be disability, but theirs may be 100 billion naira debts that they are owing somewhere, even if you call them billionaires in quotes. So go with what you, in a way that you are telling them that this is what you are doing and this is how you are serving humanity. Another way for service is empower people. People being empowered can give you much more than the money you have right now, or you are seeking to get right now. Empower people. That's another way to serve. So whatever thing you are doing, find a purpose in trying to reach out to human beings and empower people. Let your service, if you let your service be in a way that some people can be empowered. Yes, some people can be empowered. You will see some organizations right now that they are selling some things. As they are selling some things, they have some scholarships that they give to people. They have some scholarship they give to people periodically for the less privileged to benefit from. So whatever thing you are doing, seek to empower people. This African adage that has to do with, take all you can all you can take, and sit on the can, is a very, very bad leadership trait. Where it's only you and your family. It's not gonna pay anybody. It's not gonna pay anybody. So you have to seek to empower people without you trying to receive anything in return from them. Because the truth about service is that you may serve here, but you may not get your reward here. Your reward might come from somewhere else. So don't say, I'm giving you this 5,000 naira so that by the time you finish doing this tech course, you will give me back this 5,000 naira or give me back 100 million naira. As much as you expect people to generally bring back a reward, generally, you should not believe that everybody will be like you, because some people don't think like you think. People think survivor mentality. Let me grab from here, let me grab from here, let me grab. That's a survivor mentality. And many people have it. They don't care to know they can destroy your emotions just to get something from you or from someone else. And as far they have received what they want, they don't care how bad it is. They just go on. So that's not a way of service. Build a good character. I think I really want to emphasize on character. Competence without character is still a catastrophe. Yes, we have some very skilled people. They are good in tech. They are good in what they do, but they have very bad moral character. You will still not go far, because in the world of the greats, when everybody is standing, in the world of the great, everybody is skilled. What will distinguish you? It's not your competence anymore. What will distinguish you will be your character. Yes. So don't say, oh, you know what? I just need to work hard. But how hard can you work? How hard can I work? I have a disability. You have a disability. How hard can I work with my 6 fingers right now? No matter how hardworking I am, I may not still be so outstanding like someone who can type with 10 fingers. That's why you need some little things to keep networks with you. There's some people who just frown at everybody. You don't smile, you don't say hello. You are always a quarrelsome person. In fact, you're a controversial person to everybody. I believe it was in this organization that the director was always apologizing anytime she feels that she must have probably stepped on a toe of somebody, or she didn't do it well or something like that. It doesn't mean you should always go around apologizing to people. No. It's just for people to see you, that you are somebody that value others also. You don't just value only yourself. You also value the dignity of another person. Other people are human beings as well. So the way you want to be treated as a human being, treat others as well, irrespective of their disability. So character trait is something you should sit yourself down. If you want to have quality network, successful network, people love to be praised. People love to be admired. People love to be appreciated. People love that when you have issues with them, you can dialogue and settle it amicably without raising your voice, without shouting, without being controversial. So try to build day by day good characters, good character traits. And if you know that you need work on any of it, write some things you do wrong that is not right with people. Ask people, yes, ask third party. I know of a friend who, she used to do it a lot then. Every year she has an evaluation board where she evaluates her life, and she evaluates herself with her friends. So she sends some forms to us and say, evaluate me on this kindness, evaluate me on anger, evaluate me on forgiveness, evaluate me on some few things. And I at that time I was like, this girl, you say you are too. But I discovered that year after year, she was building herself, and she's now good, very good. Like, she's somebody that everybody can talk to. Everybody, even me, I go and meet her for personal. I ask her, I say, success, how far this issue, because she has built her internal self very well, that she can be able to accommodate people. So when people know you can accommodate them, they come and meet you. So character trait is very, 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 very important. When somebody reply you with in a harsh tone, you must not reply the person with a harsh tone. You can change it to a soft tone. Yes, don't always be a controversial person, because somebody you are saying today in Nigeria or in Ghana may be in UK in the next 2 years. So don't look at people like we are all colleagues together in the same place, and you shout, you talk, you do it your own way, you are rude, and you are okay with it. This is something everybody needs to work on. Self-development. I cannot overemphasize self-development. No, you should understand that it is still not all perfect if you don't seek to develop yourself. Yes, it's not all perfect, because as I said, people will only move with you when they know you can exchange quality value with each other. So self-development is important. Seek to develop yourself. When there's an opportunity like this organization is trying to provide, seek to learn this thing, no matter how hard it is. Seek to learn it for yourself, for your future, for your family, for your children. Whatever opportunity you have, seek to go into it and get it and learn it. Not even for yourself, but for your future and for the future of your generations to come. Yes, because the days that are coming, there's no guarantee it's going to get better. Yes, in my country right now, I'm hearing that there is an increase in fuel price. There's an increase in dollar rates. There's an increase in everything. So there is no guarantee that anything is going to get better. So seek to develop yourself, because it's only when you develop yourself, you can see people that have also developed themselves, that both of you can network effectively with. Yes. When I was, let me give myself as a point of contact. When I was in Nigeria, and I started an organization in Nigeria, the funds I was getting then was 20,000 naira, 50,000 naira, things like that. But when I started developing myself and building myself, I started getting funds not only in naira and in hundreds, once in a while anyway, but I started getting them in foreign currency. That is what development can do. When people discover that, number one, you're not coming to meet them based on what they have, but you are coming to serve humanity, and they will always gauge you with, they will always network with you or gauge you with the funds that they think you can hold. So you can't run it, so you don't run away and steal it and partly use it for your own personal needs. So they want to be sure that in case anything goes wrong, you can bring back that funds back to them. Or, same thing with investment. Same thing with investment. If you want to invest in a company, you will check the net worth of the company, just in case anything goes wrong. You can be able to go to courts and recover your money back. That's how it is with development. But I will submit to you that the best form of skill you can ever get in life is self-development. That is developing yourself. You become the skill. You become the skill. Yes, self-development in any little way you can, beyond this platform, anywhere, everywhere you get an opportunity. Seek the opportunity and develop yourself. Day by day, you discover you become a better person. So, and also develop in those areas you know that you are good at. That's one of the easiest way to climb high. So always say thank you. The people you meet, the network you meet, you should always, in fact, there are two words you should always say in life all the time. One is thank you, the other is I'm sorry. Those are words, because we are not perfect people. So you should always use that word, I'm sorry, whenever you know you are wrong. And the I'm sorry I'm talking about is not the one you say, it's not the one you defend yourself and say, I did it because of this and this and that. But if it's making you angry, I'm sorry. No, you have watered down that apology. No. We all are human beings. If somebody feels hot, yes, very correct. So hard to say, yeah, I'm sorry and thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for that. If you know somebody feels hot, because we are all human beings, we all have emotions. If you know somebody feels hot and the person tells you that, oh, what you did to me is wrong, I don't feel good about it, and you say, well, I did it because of this reason and that reason, No, 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 no. Everybody you should value everybody's emotions. If you know that they feel hot, you should say that. You should just say, I'm sorry. That's it. It will save you, to save you from it will save your friendship, to save your network. There was a particular person that actually had to apologize to one of the board members of an organization I work in, that I have. Something happened between myself and another person, and this board member got to discover, because it was in between, it was about his organization, his company, and I knew that it was wrong, and I just knew I needed to apologize. And I said, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And when people say I'm sorry, accept their I'm sorry from them. Accept it. Don't say, well, it's not all about I'm sorry. Accept it first before you tell them what you want them to change, so they can feel that their words did not fall to the ground. So accept it first. Say, okay, yes, I forgive you. Accept it first. Then you can suggest. I would further suggest that you adjust in this way, and in that way. So that word thank you is very important. Just to buttress that word thank you. Every speaker, I believe, in this organization, from the information I got, every speaker that came to speak in this organization, at the end of their speaking engagement, there's an email going to meet them saying thank you. Thank you, sir. The email is going from the leadership, I believe the email is going from the leadership manager. A big thank you in that email is going. Number two, another email is going from the CEO of the organization saying thank you at the same time. Number three, another email is going from the finance manager with honorarium. And that's where gift comes in. So another email is going from this leadership manager with honorarium, that sir or ma, we are just giving you this token in cash or kind, whatever it may be. Thank you so much again. So imagine 3 emails going out in all the speaking engagements you have encountered in this model 2. All the speakers, they get nothing less than 2 to 3 thank you from different people in one organization. Imagine that kind of person. If you call him to speak next year, don't you think that person is going to come back? Yes. So gratitude is also an application for more. And it doesn't mean, when I mean gift and honorarium, it doesn't mean that they need your money. These people are influential people. They don't need your money. But it's an act of valuing their efforts, an act of telling them thank you. So you don't need something big. In fact, personally, my own practice is the fact that anybody that gives me something, my personal practice, anybody that gives me something, I take at least 10% of whatever money the person gives to me, and I probably buy a gift and send to the person. There's some of us, if somebody gives us something, we say, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. I know it's God bless you, it's good, but you can extend that network by taking 10% from that thing, if as much as possible. Especially if you are trying to build a network with that person, take 10% from that money and convert it into something and send to the person. Yes, I can remember I did that in my organization last 2 years. I did that in my organization last year as well. All the income we got from everybody, we take some amount of money, we'll put it in we can do it as how's it called? And do it like a hamper or something, a gift we send to the person, aside the honorarium that we are doing for all the speakers. So that's a way for you to tell them that I want to build a healthy relationship with you. I want us to continue to rapport. I want us to continue to talk. That person, if you call that person by any time and say sir or ma, the person will always want to listen to you, because the person knows you are ready for business. So these two, thank you. And another thing I do is the fact that periodically I always remember things people do for me, and I will always tell them, thank you for that thing you did. I know I've said thank you before, but the thing just entered my heart again to say thank you. It doesn't mean you should always do it, like you are being enslaved, but no, it's an act of gratitude. Like you are really grateful, because the truth is, not everybody does good things for us all the time. You should acknowledge the fact that if somebody does something once in a while for you, you should say thank you. Personally, I say thank you to my staff team. Every time we have a meeting in this in a forum, maybe in Zoom, at the end of that meeting, before the end of that day, I'll say, well done, team. Thank you for today. Thank you for how it has been. I always say thank you to my staff team. Lastly, I was working in an organization when I was 2 years or 3 years ago, whereby my boss pays us money and we're expected to go and tell him thank you. You know, it was a small company. At first, I didn't like it because I was like, why would I go and tell him thank you? I worked for 1 month. I worked for 1 month. Sometimes it doesn't even pay us early. Sometimes it pays us one week after. But the structure of the organization is that by the time you receive your salary, go and tell Oga thank you. But after some few months, it doesn't mean you should practice it. But these are ways you can get ahead of somebody in your organization. That's what it means. Once in a while, you can just go and tell your boss, sir, thank you so much for even accepting me in this organization. Once in a while, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for accepting me. I've learned a lot in this organization. I value what you have done for me in this organization. You know, I've learned this, I've learned that. At least one or two things you have learned. I've learned this, I've learned that. So somebody maybe needs to send an email saying thank you to somebody right now. Maybe your mom, your colleague, place you are working, the clients you have, or in the future. Have it as a practice of saying thank you. Have it as a practice. For us, my organization, every Christmas we send hamper to all our board members. All our board members. All our board members. It doesn't matter if they have money or to give us or not. We send hampers to them to say thank you. It is a general gift, a general way of keeping them connected to us. One thing is to have people. Another thing is to preserve them, to always be around you, because you may need them in tough times. That's just what I want to say. So I hope with these few words of mine, I have been able to do justice to effective networking and communication skills. Thank you so much. Let me say thank you. So I'm practicing my thank you now. Thank you. I told you to practice thank you. So I'm practicing. Oh, it didn't come out. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it came out. Sorry. Let me bring it out. Yes, came out now. So I'm practicing my thank you. So thank you so much. And I believe that with these few words, if you, wherever you get to, whoever you meet in the near future, aside exchanging contacts with them, you can be able to groom and grow your relationship with them with what I have said, especially when you meet influential people, when you meet rich people, wealthy people, or whoever you meet, you should be able to preserve them in your organization or in your team or as friends, as partners. Who knows? You may just need them in the future. So over to questions. Raise your hands up. So I'm back as Jennifer CEO now. Yeah, so over to questions. Raise your hands up, put it on the chat box. Thank you. So thank you. Okay, it's perfectly said, Ma. Thank you so much. So questions. We thank you so much, Ma. We are grateful. Thank you from Philemon. Thank you for Dalby. Thank you, Miss Jennifer. Thank you too. Thank you from Spencer. You are blessed. Okay, yes. Thank you. Okay, maybe one day I'll meet you in person. Same year, Susan. Same year. I would love to meet you someday in person as well. So, questions, please. Questions, you can raise your hands up.
Thank you. Let me start by practicing it. This class was sincerely amazing. I learned a lot. I thought I knew something, but my book is full. My diary is full. I was just busy writing. So we have some hands up. We have 4 persons with their hands up. Let's start with Akobi Philemon. Philemon, please kindly unmute yourself and say your questions. That we can take it.
All right, Mom. Thank you very much for this wonderful class. Actually, saying thank you really is really important in everything we do. I want to ask about this networking. What do you do? You know, every day we meet, let's say, our icons, people we admire, you know, and there is a kind of excitement we most of the time we feel. At times, this excitement makes us not to hit the nail by the head. You get it? So how do we keep our cool in order whenever we meet someone that we want to like do our introduce something to them, how do we keep our cool in order not to like let's say stay away from the topic we are want to present? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Philemon, for that amazing question. Firstly, I want to establish the fact that as much as we try to network with people, especially when it comes to, icons, mentors, celebrities, and people like that, one thing I want to make you understand is that the same way you choose to network with someone is the same way someone will also have to choose to network with you. So it means that if there is no balance in this networking, you may not have effective networking. So what I'm trying to say is the fact that people will still need to choose you and decide that I want to network with this person as well. So you can't force somebody, in quote. What I'm trying to say is people still have a choice to make on you as well. So it's a two-way thing. One thing one of my mentors said is that you can't win everybody. So it's okay if somebody does not want to network with you. That's one. But you can always offer that this is I would love to network with you. Number two is know that you have value to give. Just have it in your mind. Know you have value to give. Just have it. Most times I feel that influential people and icons, influential people, they prefer that when you meet them, they prefer that you are yourself. You are not this, oh my God, I'm so happy to meet you. Oh, I feel like fainting right now. I feel that they may be very uncomfortable. So when you come with the mindset of, oh, I love to meet you, I'm happy to meet you, I appreciate, seeing you today, you come with your own aura, your own dignity, like you have value to give. Don't be overwhelmed by what you see, by their atmosphere, and idolizing them. It's beautiful to respect them, honor them, appreciate them, but I think you should also know you have your own value. That's what I tell everybody that's around me. You have value to give. I have value to give. So you are not just coming to idolize them. You're also coming with your aura and your dignity. When they know you are comfortable seeing them as a human being and not a god, I think they may want to listen to you a bit more. I think they may. I know I've seen situations whereby some people just see their superstar and they faint. It's too much. What is it? It's too much. They faint. They don't even have strength to even talk to them. They see people that they have always wanted to see. Imagine I see someone like Bill Gates now. I see someone like Oprah Winfrey, or I see someone like who do I really like to see? Elon Musk. I like to see him. Yes, I'll be excited. I'll be elated to meet him. But I should also know within me that I have value to give. I can start a conversation on what I'm selling as well, and not just stare at him, worship him. As much as I really love him, yes, I do love him, but that's an opportunity for you to still sell your value. And if they don't want to buy, it's fine. As I said, know your audience. Not everybody will buy what you are selling, and not even those in your audience will still buy what you are selling. So go with an aura that's of value in you and something in you, and that's how you can effectively network with these people. I don't know if I probably answered your question, please.
Thank you. Yeah, I got it, Mom. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Philemon. Thank you, ma'am, for that wonderful answer. Francis, man, please, can you unmute yourself and let's hear your question?
Yeah, first of all, Mommy, we thank you very much for such a wonderful message this afternoon. In fact, we have really learned a lot from this message, and God richly bless you and increase your knowledge in folks.
Amen.
My question is as person with disability, as you have made us aware that in this world, if you don't build a network relationship with people, it's about the word is whom you know. So as persons with disability, looking at our conditions sometimes, what other strategies apart from what you have been discussed with us now, what other strategies can we also adapt to what has already been on the table in order to look oversight our condition and build better relationship with the able ones?
Okay, thank you so much. I think it's Francis that just said that. The first thing I want to say, coming as a person with a disability that I am also, is the fact that don't for now this topic is to be able is to help you preserve your network when they come. That's the aim of this topic, because I know they will come. But I think you should focus first on building your skill. I talked on how I outlined 10 things on what I think I am good at doing. And I build on it even when I was not having so much cash, so much money. I go to places where I can get them for free at that time. I check on YouTube and get some tips on day by day on how I can build my skill from a crude form to a refined form. And I'm still trying to build day after day. So I would advise that you first start by outlining 10 things you can do in that current state you are, no matter how little it is, just put it down. Put it down. Is it talking? Is it laughing? There's some people now on doing skits, comedy skits, different things now. Is it laughing? It must not even be tech. So I'm just talking generally, just talking generally. Just outline 10 things you can do, and sit down and think of how you can get some of these skills refined, because you need to refine your skill for you to take it global. How you can get some of this skill refined for little or no cost, like I did in my time when I was going on YouTube and checking some speakers, some leaders, and their YouTube interviews. At least, even if I cannot see them or I cannot pay for leadership seminars, at least I can get free tips online, little by little, little by little, going for programs when I see a topic that I like that has to do with what I would love to do. Discover your purpose, leadership potential, this, that. I just save up for that day and go there. So I think that's where you should start from. The
Thank
tips, as I
you.
said, the tips I gave to you is that when these people start coming to you, this is how to keep them. Because
Okay.
it takes knowledge, wisdom to keep people around you. Yes.
Okay.
And this is how to benefit from them when they start coming to meet you. This is how to benefit. So they don't add up to just your contact list, but you can benefit from even most of them, or half of them, or all of them. That's what I have. That's the tips I just give to you to
All
prepare
right.
you on how to keep people when they come. But how they will come will depend on you and what you sell. So you must sell something for them to come and buy. And when they come to buy, you need to keep them buying with these tips.
Okay, Mom. Thank you very much. Mom, precisely, I would like to find out if the presentation we can get a copy, since it's very important topic to guide our lives.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course, you will get the YouTube and you also get the slides as well.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Edna, please. Edna and Gideon, a minute, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Mom, thank you so much for this time. I think with the time we are pressing, I would just like to say that thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you very much for the lesson. And we're grateful. I'm so grateful about this platform and the lesson that I've been able to learn from this presentation. So thank you very much. I'm grateful.
Thank you, Gideon. Edna, your hand was raised. I don't know if you have a question.
Okay, I want to first of all thank you, Ma'am Jennifer, for this presentation. It is really an eye opener, and it's something that has refreshed my brain and my mind.
Sincerely.
I'm interested in simple strategies to networking, especially the one that says sell an idea and communicate with a vision. My question is, how can you know the right people to sell your idea to, and how can you prevent yourself from selling your vision and someone executes the vision before you even executing that vision? That's my question.
Okay, thank you so much, Edna. That's two questions in one. Wonderful. The first, I think I'll start with the first. The first is just a simple way of doing it. When you want to start selling an idea, sell to everybody first. Give it out to everybody. Anybody you see, give it out. Then, with time, start narrowing down your audience so you don't waste your energy. You will know those who pay attention. You will know those who just ignore you. You will know those who just feel, you know what, this is not my thing. And you know those who would want to, who would want a second conversation with you, or who would want to buy, or who are buying. So with time, start narrowing down your audience. So when you want to start, you can give it out generally, say it to everybody. Then as you build yourself, as you refine your skill, as you build yourself, as you get visible on what you do, remember, consistency is always the key. Consistency. I believe in this program we started, you first did a 4 weeks program and you did a 6 weeks program. Consistency. You are all here because of consistency. So when you are consistent in what you're doing, people start taking you seriously. The truth is that nobody will take you seriously if you don't act seriously. Yes, that's the truth. Nobody will take you seriously. No influential person, nobody will take you seriously when you don't, portray yourself to be a very serious person. So they want to see your seriousness. Generally, they are looking at, even when you think they're not looking at you, they are looking at you. So be committed in what you do, be competent, be excellent in your job. Don't do it, don't just do it anyhow. Be excellent in your job. Don't give excuses. Excuses is something that you should always avoid. Oh, I'm not coming to shop. For instance, for those who are traders, well, you come to shop by 8 o'clock, you close by 2 o'clock, and you come back by 5 every day. Sometimes, I used to do my hair in a salon then when I was in Nigeria, of a particular woman who, she doesn't come to shop every day. She comes Monday, she doesn't come Tuesday. So sometimes I have to call her, madam, are you coming to shop today? And then I discovered that I was the only person going to her shop to dress my hair. No other person. I rarely see other people coming because I discovered that she is not consistent. She's not a person that you can always meet doing that same thing over and over again. So I would advise you to start with everybody, then narrow it down. By the time you start building yourself, narrow it down to people who are paying attention to you. As you narrow it down to people who are paying attention to you, then lastly, you open yourself for more audience by selling to other people who you have not sold to. So leave the old audience, or you can either leave them or you can pack them in a space where you don't really invest so much in them. Maybe you can just be sending them things once in a while. You don't really invest so much in them, but don't keep hitting on them. You must buy, you must hear what I have to say, you must this, you must that. No. So narrow it down. Let me give you an example. Of how I sold my ideas and how I narrowed down my vision. When we started LBD, we started from outreach. We started by meeting people with same disability, but people in rural areas, people in places that probably they didn't go to school, they're always on the streets, and it's not really a bad thing anyway. It's not a bad thing. They're always on the street begging for So we started by trying to bring them out to see how they can. We wanted to build them, but these people didn't want to hear us. They always wanted us to only give them money, physical cash only. They didn't want to hear us, but they had disabilities. In fact, there are some of them we later discovered that they had people who were sponsoring them to beg daily. And they were happy. Some of them are even little children. They were happy doing it. And I knew very well that if you grow older, these people will abandon you and pick the younger generation of persons with disability. Because from statistics, I think 1 out of 10 children are born with disabilities. How much more those who acquire their disabilities, through accidents and other things. So 1 out of 10 children are born with disabilities yearly. So you can imagine 1 out of 10 children are always born with disabilities. So it means that disability is something that is here to stay, whether we like it or not. And aside those that may acquire their disability through other means. So we have a population, a growing population. What did we do? We discovered that, okay, maybe these people don't really need what we have, because this is what we have. And we cannot change what we have. We cannot change our vision to sustain them, because this is not our vision. So keep your vision if you believe in your vision. So what we did is to re-strategize. Same disability, but a different set of people. Same disability, right? The product did not change, but the audience changed. It doesn't mean that we don't reach out to these people. There is a day of International Day for Persons with Disability. We still go there and reach out to them, but they are no longer our major priority. This is now our major priority. And if we need to reshape this vision again, we'll still re-edit it and shape our audience to people who are still following, or who still want to follow our vision. So your audience may be small, but are they consistent? That's where the question is. I hope I'm able to answer your question. Thank you so much, Edna.
Thank you very much, madam.
All right. Thank you, ma, for that wonderful answer. We will not be able to go forward more than this, but quickly, let's just take one last person, which is Spencer.
All right, thank you, sir. Ma, thank you so much. Let me just go straight to the point. My question is, I'm into mobile phone videography. In short, let me just say I'm multimedia, kind of small things in technology and off technology. So I'm just hustling all everywhere around. So if you want to meet, for example, one of my classmates just asked now in the class now about you meeting an icon. For example, I've struggled so many times to meet some people, not actually like saying, oh my God, I love you, and stuff like that. No, not actually saying that. But I would like to meet, go to take contact. Sometimes they treat me as trash. Sometimes they care less and stuff like that. So I don't know if what could be the reason, or if somebody if he does that to you, which you know is icon, he has gone far ahead of you. You are networking that particular thing that you are doing. Then if he behaves like that, what do you do in such a situation, man?
Thank you so much, Spencer. I think I earlier said, and maybe I will have to expatiate on it, that you cannot really dictate how people treat you. You can only dictate what you want to receive from them, how you want to receive it from them, or if you want to still keep receiving it from them. Because we have disabilities, people will treat us, in quotes, like you said, in an indifferent manner. But your decision to keep receiving that treatment, or your decision to, firstly, acknowledge who you are, what you are, is very important. Your what is very important. People will, there was a question somebody asked some time ago. I'm talking now as, that Jennifer. And it was not really a question. The person said somebody refused to get married to him because he had a disability. And I responded by telling the person that disability is not the reason why people either marry or people don't get married. But I think I need to balance that question. I need to balance that answer. However, disability can be a reason. It all depends on you as a person, your decision to accept what they say. What I mean is, disability is not actually, as I earlier said that time, that there's so many unmarried people in this world, they don't have disabilities. So it's just a normal shortage of men and qualified women. Everybody's looking for their spec. We don't know where we are looking for the spec from. But everybody's actually looking for their type and their spec. But so disability may not be, is not actually. But however, when you receive that reason that, oh, this person said he's not going to marry me because of this, and you don't try again, and try again and try again. You may end up having a disability and not getting married in life. And disability will be your reason for not getting married. And you don't open yourself up and open yourself up and open yourself up. What I'm trying to say in a nutshell is the fact that, firstly, decide who you are. That was the first thing I did. That's the first thing I did. I am not this hair I'm carrying. This hair is just an expression of how I feel about myself in a healthy manner. Even if I take it off, I'm still Jennifer. Decide who you are so that whatever people throw at you will not, it will bounce back because you already have a shock absorber. So one thing my mentor told me last year, she's a white woman, she told me that people will decide how they want to treat you, Jennifer. Everybody will not treat you same way, and everybody will not treat you like you want them to treat you. How much more now that you have a disability? So firstly, just be whole in yourself. Have your own identity. This is who I am. I am not less than this. This is who I am. And secondly, decide what you give out. What you give out to people. There's some people who generally, if I just say hello, hi to hi, hello, hi, and they just look at me like, who is this person? But by the time I am bold enough to continue my conversation with them, then they start saying, wow, she's intelligent, oh, she's smart. She's not like I'm saying it. So it's up to you to always prove yourself. That's the world we are in now. The world we are in now is that we have to prove ourselves. If you know you want to prove yourself, fine. But if you know the environment is not healthy for you, you can't continue. Your mental health is important. Please, you don't need to continue there. Just take what you have and move so you can preserve your sanity, your mental health. You can't win them all. Even Jesus Christ didn't win everybody. So let's not think we can win them all. That's all I have to say for now. Thank you so much, everybody. We have past time. Thank you so much. And that's it from Jennifer. I hope I did a wonderful presentation today. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So awesome.
That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
particularly
much.
about the
You
presentation.
can keep the emojis
Thank
coming
you
anyway.
so much. The presentation was so powerful. In fact,
I
I've
love the
learned
one
some
on
new
thank
things
you so
today
much. Ready to appreciate.
on networking.
So
A lot.
Yeah, thank you so much.